Hey guys, it's Tyler Dawe with Remax Connects. And on Monday's Mortgage Minute today, we've got Hugh Calderwood, works for Bank of Montreal. He's the Vice President of Mortgage Specialist for his region. And Hugh's here to talk to us about vacant land and building a house on that land. Hugh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Tyler. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. As always, Hugh, I've got to press you on the rates. So lay it at me. What can somebody out there expect for a fixed rate or a variable rate in today's mortgage climate?
Okay, so first of all, if we're talking variable and fixed, most people right now are talking a 5-year term. So let's talk about that. There is very little difference between a variable rate and a fixed rate right now. You'll probably see the variable rate more in the 1.7 to 1.8 range, and the fixed rate is more 1.8, 1.85, 1.9 range. A lot of that will depend if the clients are looking for, let's say, an extended amortization of 30 years versus 25, or you can get slightly a better rate if they're a high ratio mortgage in which they're putting down less than 20%.
Hugh, is that normal that the range of the fixed versus variable is that close?
No, that's quite unusual. Usually it's at least 0.25, if not more. But just basically with the way the economy is and bond yields are very low right now, there is very little spread right now.
So if we're looking to get a mortgage, thumbs up for the timing because it's a great time.
Yes, whether you're buying or refinancing, either way, it's a great time.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for that. Now we're going to jump right in. I want you to explain to us, we got a lot of people out there. I have clients of mine that are looking for vacant land. They're like, it's utterly impossible to buy the land. And of course, once they buy the land, now they've got to finance a build. So first off, can you talk to us about purchasing vacant land, what they'll need, and any other things that they'll need to get ready to buy land?
Yeah, so first of all, when we look at vacant land, typically we would lend on 50% of the value of that vacant lot.
Okay.
So we would require them to have access to the other 50%, whether that's through the equity in their own existing home or if they already have the cash resources on hand. And we would finance the other 50% for the purchase.
Okay, so if they were to take money, they could take money out of their existing house and have a cash influx for the 50%, or they could just save up the money and have 50% cash.
Yes, either way, definitely.
Okay. So if we're looking at something that's a lot that's $500,000, they need a minimum of $250,000 to put down on that lot.
That would be correct. Yes.
Okay. So now, and that's pretty consistent across the board with a lot of institutions, isn't it?
It is very consistent. We typically have the same policy around that.
Okay. So that's difficult for a lot of people. But let's say we do that, what's next? If we're looking for a construction loan, we've got $250,000 down on a $500,000 property. Talk me through how we would do a construction loan.
Well, so then the next process is, you're right, now they want to build. So our construction loans typically get funded over 4 different installment periods. Okay. Basically what we do is, let's say when the foundation is done, we advance a certain amount. The next part, let's say when it's all drywalled, we can advance another amount. When the house is kind of inside completed, we advance the 3rd stage. And finally, when it's basically all done except exterior landscaping. So each of those stages, we send out an inspector to see how far along they are in the process. And then we advance the funds of the mortgage that we're going to do based on how far that progress is made and what the cost is to remain the build. So because we don't advance until, let's say, the foundation is done, typically those clients would therefore have to, once again, either have cash resources or equity in their existing home in order to get to that first stage where we then start providing the funds to complete the purchase.
Okay, so just to simplify it, so we've got the lot, we've got a mortgage on the lot of $250,000. What we're trying to do is finance another build of another $500,000. and we need another $125,000 right off the bat if we have 4 installments, right?
Yeah, if you view, and it's not necessarily a 25, 25, 25, 25, because just getting the foundation done may only be worth, let's say, 15% of the job itself in terms of actual cost to complete the rest.
Oh, okay.
Because
so it's not, it's based on what the actual cost is, not just a quarter.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, because a lot of the cost may be like after the foundation to getting it all drywalled, because then you got all the lumber going up, everything going in behind the,
yeah,
like the pipes and everything and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you're into financing. I don't expect you to know the exact construction, right?
I buy houses when they're complete.
That's right. That's right. So Hugh, so then if I have a foundation, the first stage is the foundation. It costs me $60,000. I need to have the 60, and then what'll happen is you guys will inspect that and then reimburse us for that money.
Right. So then you have then 60,000 back to you, which you used, and then you can use that to go forward until the next stage where we're ready to advance. Okay. And like I said, we normally do it in 4 stages, but we can do it in 5 if there's that they don't have as much to get to the next stage. So we can divide it up into smaller chunks, let's say, as opposed to just the 4.
So and then lastly, so if we've done all the 4 or the 5 stages, then what happens with all that? You incorporate all of that with the lot into one single mortgage, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So basically what we do at the beginning of the process is we look at what the value of the lot is, what the cost to build is, and then we get our total. And then if they qualify, we can lend up to 80% of that total amount. So that would be the completed mortgage amount, right? Okay. So when it's all funded, that vacant lot part is really technically now part of the mortgage.
So they could actually get money back.
Yes, depending on how much they're able to put in themselves throughout this process.
Yes. Okay, great. So, I mean, if they can hang on and get the funds until the very end, then they can mortgage it just like a traditional mortgage, 80% loan to value.
Exactly. And also what we do, because typically these people are already homeowners with existing, let's say, mortgages and stuff. Yeah. So while we're going through this construction phase, they only have to do the interest payment. So they don't have to do principal and interest on the new build plus their existing property. So it allows them a little bit more cash flow in order to get them through this whole process and stuff.
And then on average, that interest payment, is that interest similar to interest rates now, or is it normally at a bit of a higher rate?
No, it's basically at, like if they're going into, let's say, a 5-year fixed mortgage, it's going to be at that 5-year interest rate. So they're not paying straight premium during this construction phase.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, well, that's good to know, because I know that people think, I mean, I would too. I think, oh, well, what's the interest rate on that? But if that's par with what's going on in the marketplace, then that'll make people feel really comfortable when they're going through that process.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's a little more difficult than traditional lending, but you know, the outcome is that someone's got their forever home and they've built it the same way that they want it.
Absolutely. The idea is to get people into their dream homes. Yes, it's a little bit more complicated or untraditional in terms of where we fund or whatever, but all that is really to ensure that there's enough left after each stage to complete the build of the property and stuff. And that's why we have to do the installments at certain time periods.
Okay, so Hugh, if I have a client or one of our viewers out there is interested in buying a lot, how do they contact you, and can they contact you for a consultation? You set them up with a mortgage specialist that specifically deals in land and building.
Yes, so have them reach out to me. Phone number 51830-5077. I'm sure you'll put it on the screen as well.
Yeah.
And basically, yes, I will have an initial discussion just to see where they're at. And then I will introduce them to one of my mortgage specialists that have done this before, so the process will go smoothly.
That's awesome. All right, Hugh, as always, thank you very much. We appreciate the wealth of information. I was late today, so thank you for your patience.
Hey, no worries. You're busy, which is a good.
That's absolutely right. Well, hopefully everybody out there has enjoyed this and found some value. If you guys have any questions, you can obviously call Hugh. You can call me. My number's below, or as well as send a message on the video, Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and we'll definitely help you guys out with any questions. All right. Thanks a lot, Hugh, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Tyler.
Bye for now.